Welcome to my channel. It's your boy King Chris in this bitch. My name is King Chris. If you didn't know that already, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the palace. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on those push notifications so that way you know the next time I post. And also, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. Please do not forget to share, okay? Because sharing this video helps me create more content and also, you know, grow as a channel. So today, based on the title, you already know what the fuck going on. I wanted to talk about Black Lives Matter. Now, mind you, this is a very serious topic. I'm not joking when I say any of these things, but as we know, I'm a little comedic, I'm a little extra, a little dramatic. So if I say something and it comes off as, I don't know, funny, humorous, trust me, that's not the intent. I'm just speaking my mind. That's pretty much all I'm doing. So let's get into it because this is gonna be a pretty interesting video. So for all of those who don't know, I'm black.
You're what? John, how come you didn't tell me you were black, you lying son of a bitch?
I'm African American. I'm a black male living here in America. And the thing about that is, you know, a lot of my people, a lot of my kin, a lot of, you know, other African Americans, we all experience this thing called racism. If you don't know what racism is, you stupid as hell and you living under a rock. Go look it up. I'm not about to explain it to you because everybody should know what racism is. But the thing is, well, I want to say within the past, what, like 7 years or so, we've had a lot of, you know, police brutality happening. We've had multiple black people, young and old, male, female, trans, queer, whatever the case may be. We've had multiple people being, you know, shot, killed, strangled, you know, their lives being taken away solely because of their skin color. And it's because of the negative connotation and the negative like ideas about black people that have basically affected us as a community and those victims, and it's basically taking away a lot of their, well, taking majority of those people's lives away. So I wanted to talk about my thoughts about the whole Black Lives Matter. And if you don't know, Black Lives Matter is basically an organization that's very big on bringing equality to black people, so that way when things like police brutality happens, the people who have killed the black person, they get sent to jail. It's also to basically tell like society, like, hey, stop killing us black folk, because, you know, there's no reason for y'all to kill us. Like, we ain't do shit. We ain't done nothing to y'all. So it's like, why y'all killing us? But that goes back to the whole racism. And it also has, you know, parts of prejudice and discrimination all wrapped in there. So basically, that's a little background about, you know, Black Lives Matter. Now, here's the thing that I want to talk about in this video. You know, Black Lives Matter, I'm here for it. I'm always down to like support my people, always down to, you know, uplift my community and protect my community. But my issue with the movement is it doesn't feel like a movement. What Black Lives Matter feels like to me a lot of the times, it feels like a trend. And I'm really sick and tired of that because our lives should not be a trend. But the issue that I'm noticing with a lot of people who participate in Black Lives Matter movements and, you know, walks and things like that, is like they do it only for like a certain limited amount of time. So I'm gonna give you an example. This past year, throughout the summer, we had a lot of Black Lives Matter protests. We had a lot of people going out into like cities and neighborhoods, you know, protesting, speaking up, having signs and everything, you know, basically saying our lives matter and not all lives can matter until Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying? But it seemed as though it was just like for those couple of, let's say like weeks to a few months, it seemed like, you know, it was good, it was Gucci, you know, everybody woo woo woo, you know, we got people out here protesting, but then it kind of like died out. It was like it was up here and then it slowly like decreased, and it's like, okay, everybody's pretty much back to normal for the most part. That's what they show in the news. But if you follow, you know, people online and stuff, depending on who you follow, you'll see that there are still protests going on. But my problem is, why is this a trend? Why is this a trend? Like, why is it that every so often when, you know, somebody who is black dies, all of a sudden Black Lives Matter protests, and then after like a few weeks it just goes down and you don't hear about nothing anymore? Why is that a trend? Why is this not like a constant thing like we're constantly saying? So I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Civil rights movement, that was a movement. Them people was out here every single day. They did not waste no time. They wasn't wasting no sleep. They was getting their ass up. They was going out here protesting, doing what they needed to do, doing sit-ins, boycotts, all that kind of stuff. And they made some progress. So my issue is, it's like, why is it that when it comes to this Black Lives Matter movement, it's not a continuous movement. It's just like a trend. It's like, yeah, we speak up for a few weeks and then everything's back to normal. I'm from Atlanta, so it's like looking at how Atlanta was acting, you know, they burning shit up, they doing all this stuff, looting, all this kind of stuff. They doing these protests. And now we went from protesting for Black Lives Matter to fighting on Labor Day weekend and throwing it back in the club. And I'm like, okay, we can still throw it back in the club, but we need to get back to protesting as well. I'm trying to understand why that stopped. And, you know, I see a lot of people continuously say like, Breonna Taylor's, her people are still, you know, out there living their life and stuff. But that upset me when people started using Breonna Taylor's name as like a trend again, like a hashtag Breonna Taylor trend. It was like, dog, this lady literally lost her life because she was sleeping and she got shot. That's not funny. That's not a trend. That's not cute, you know, little hashtag. It's like we deadass need to continue to do something so that her killers, yes, her killers are put in jail because they killed an innocent woman for like no reason. And then you got people who are just out here doing performative like activism. It's like they're out here talking the talk. Like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but it's only for show. It's like they really not doing nothing to actually help push the movement forward, if that makes sense. So you got people out here who are just, you know, talking the talk, walking the walk. People like, I don't know, who's a good example? I guess T.I. Like, I mean, T.I., he be out there doing his thing, and, you know, I give credit to T.I. where credit is due. He is out there.
We can't do this here. This is Wakanda. It's sacred. It must be protected.
But it's just like, I'm gonna need you to do some more stuff. I'm gonna need you to do, I don't know what I want you to do exactly. Maybe, I don't know, go to the White House and do something. Maybe talk to them. I don't know, maybe push people to vote more, like that might help. And that's another thing I want to talk about is voting. So within this generation, I don't know why people, millennials, Gen Z, I don't know why people think that voting is not necessary when it very much is. And voting is not just, you know, for the president. It's like vote for your mayors, vote for your judges, vote for the people in law enforcement. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to start voting because yes, the president is the president, but the president can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the president isn't going to be in charge of every county in, like, America. The president isn't going to be in charge of every city in America. You got to vote for the people that are in your communities. You got to vote for the right type of people. You have to vote for the right mayor so that way they're not just sending people to jail all willy-nilly. They're actually doing work to help progress the community, make the community better. You got to vote for the right law enforcement so that way you don't have motherfuckers out here who are basically just locking people up just cause they trying to reach a quota or whatever. Y'all got to vote for the right governors. Okay, Atlanta, y'all gotta vote for the right governors because, well, actually that nigga cheated. He cheated. He basically rigged the system and he got into governor. I'm talking about Brian Kemp. I'm say his name. He is stupid. So I guess Atlanta ain't really at fault for that one, maybe. But we gotta vote for the right type of people, because you got people out here like Brian Kemp, the governor of Atlanta, saying stupid shit and all over the place, basically putting people's lives at risk. And then he's the governor of Georgia, but he's trying to sue Atlanta. And it's like, the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms, she was just trying to make sure that everybody was safe. So that's why, going back to what I was saying originally, you got to vote for the right people. So with that being said, I feel as though the Black Lives Matter movement, we should not only protest, but we also have to really encourage those people, especially the youth, to vote for the right individuals. We got to vote for the right people. So going back to Black Lives Matter, the protest. So I was out this summer protesting. I was out, with me and some of my friends. We were protesting. It was a great feeling. It felt phenomenal being out there, using our voices, speaking up for, what it is that we believe in. But the thing for me was, once we were done, walking and stuff, I felt as though I was confused as to where we were going next. And I don't know if I'm the only person who feels that way when it came to like a lot of the, protests. But for me, Chris, I felt like, okay, we done protested, we done walk. Now what's next? Like, what is our end goal? And I don't know, like, if you know what the end goal is for Black Lives Matter, please comment down below so I can find out, because I was confused. I was like, okay, we done protested. Yes, Black Lives Matter. We want equality. We want people to stop dying because they black. And we want justice for the killers. But is there anything else? Like, how are we going to go about, getting all this stuff? How are we going to go about, getting the justice that we desperately want? How are we going to go about getting the equality that we desperately want? What is it going to take for Black lives to really matter in America? That's my question. That's what I was confused about. So I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, what are we going to do next? What's next? What's the next step? Like, I feel as though during civil rights, they had a plan. Point blank period. They had a plan. They knew exactly what they was going to do. They knew how to execute this plan. Well, they had leaders too. They had a whole bunch of leaders. And so it's like, because they had leaders, because they had a plan, they were able to make a lot of changes. I think the only change that I personally saw that happened during the Black Lives Matter movement was they put up, some murals? They put up like some little signs and shit on the streets, like Black Lives Matter. That's great. We love that. But niggas is still living free who kill black people for no reason. So at the end of the day, what did we truly accomplish? Like, I really want to know that. Like, please let me know. Let me know. Tell me what we have accomplished as a movement. I'm not saying like the movement is bad. I'm not saying that the movement isn't doing anything. I'm just saying I would personally like to see where it is that we're accomplishing, something. Like, what have we won so far, thus far? Let me know. Let me know. So that's one thing I was really confused about after the protest. Like, okay, what's next? Like, do we go to Washington? Do we like try to get some laws put in place? What do we do? I want to know that. Like, for me, Chris, I want to know where it is that we're going next. And maybe I'm just not in the right, I don't know, group chats. Maybe I'm not in the right areas where they're having that conversation. But I truly do want to understand, like, where do we go from here as a community, as a nation, and as people who are fighting for black lives. Now, another thing that I want to focus on is how a lot of times during Black Lives Matter movements and protests, we focus a lot on the males and not as much on the women and the queer community, the LGBT community. And I think that's very unfortunate, because it's like, okay, yeah, we focusing on the guys over here, like, let's get them justice, but what about these women? What about, the LGBT community and how they have constantly been harassed, especially trans people? Like, I had no idea until a couple of years ago how badly trans black women specifically are treated. I'm like, oh my God, this is craziness. And so it's just crazy when we don't hear that as much as we do, say, like a black male being killed. I think it's crazy because, like, we all matter. Like, all of us, black males, black women, black LGBT, we all matter. So it's like, why are the women and the LGBT who are getting killed and stuff not receiving the same amount of, you know, backup? And then also focusing on the black LGBT community and those people who are being, you know, harassed and killed. This is my thing. I see a lot of times people say they don't care about trans people or LGBT people, and these are the same people within the Black Lives Matter. This is what I'm about to say to that. You cannot truly be Black Lives Matter and, like, not, let me say it again. You cannot be in full support of Black Lives Matter if you do not also include black LGBT. You can't. Point blank period. I'm sorry to all you I'm not sorry to y'all niggas. No, I'm not sorry to you homophobic and transphobic bitches. No, because the thing is, those people are still black at the end of the day. It don't matter who they love or what their gender expression is, they're black. Point blank period. So it's like, you need to support them just like you supporting cis, hetero, black people, okay? So just FYI, you cannot be pro Black Lives Matter while also excluding black LGBT. It just don't work that way. Point blank period. Because we all black, we all in this together, and we gotta support one another. Point blank period. So my thing is, where is it that we're going from here? I just want to know. Like, where is it that we're going from, you know, this point on? Like, are we just going to continuously do this whole trend of somebody dies, we find out, justice, protest, Black Lives Matter, nothing happens, we go back to living our life. Somebody dies, we find out, protest, Black Lives Matter, nothing happens, we go back to living our life. Is it going to be the same, you know, process every single time? Because I'm tired. And I want some shit to happen. And I want some justice to prevail. I want some justice to fucking happen. Because this is ridiculous. It don't make sense. Like, you got all these people who have died. And where's the justice? Where is it? I want to know. So my thing is, for this video, because I didn't want this video to be too long, but it's more so like just y'all get an idea of where my thoughts are regarding Black Lives Matter. So my thing is, comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are about the Black Lives Matter protest, about how Black Lives Matter is somehow, you know, become a trend, and also give me some ideas about where it is that you think we should go moving forward. What are some things that we should do as a community moving forward with this, you know, movement? Because it's like, you know, we got all this energy, we got all these people, you know, backing us, but at the end of the day, where are we going with this? That's what I want to know. So let me know your thoughts. Share this video. You know, this is more of a discussion. I want to know what you guys feel, what you guys think. And also, remember to like this video. Make sure to comment. Make sure to share this video. Also, follow me on social media. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on those post notifications. Those push notifications. And always, like I say, you guys, love, live, laugh. Have a good one. I'm out this bitch.